Hey everyone, Luke here. Now, before we get into the review this week, just want to say, rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth. Yeah, we all know she died last week. While I wasn't a royalist, I wasn't really that into the monarchy. She was pretty important and very impactful for the country itself. So, with all due respect, rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth. I felt like, yeah, as a Brit, like that was kind of like expected. So just wanted to get it out of the way. Say rest in peace, and yeah, best of luck to Charles, who is King Charles now. So yeah, got that out of the way. But for now, we need to move on, and we need to look forward to the future. So without further ado, let's do our Mission Yozakura family review. Alright, so this will be chapter 145, titled Gold Rank Spy Hugh Lang. Obviously, like I said, with the last few chapters, with the gold rank spy being focused on is Ginga. Now it's being focused on Hugh Lang. Now there is a theory coming up. There is a theory that somebody put on Twitter about the series, about upcoming villains, which with us focusing more on the gold rank spies, it might be a case of like these characters, they're getting the spotlight now because it's actually going to be a twist like, oh, they're part of the villain organization, these guys and certain other characters. Now, I'll just get into the theory quickly right away. It's the theory of the Zodiac. Like, there's a group of villains called the Zodiac, which is led by the mysterious guy in shadows. And the way you can back this up is like, look at this colour page. They're all dressed as rabbits. Like, it's clearly hitting us on the nose. Like, yeah, there is something going on here. Now, again, I love the fact that among the siblings, I is there. So, yeah, pretty much a member of the family now. But yeah, pretty nice colour page. Hopefully, soon enough, we'll be getting the official anime announcement. Which, when that happens, oh, I'll be excited for that. But anyway, moving on to the chapter itself, it's obviously focusing on Kengo and Hugh Lang because they had a relationship in the same way that Shinzo, Ryu had, and Futsuba and Shura had, and Kai and Creature had. So now it's Kengo's turn to have it, to have his time to shine, to have his chapter. As we see him and Tayo are back at the shopping mall that we've seen several times, where all the spies go, and it's got that underground area. And we have this creepy looking like Joker, like white pill with a scar down his face kind of guy. I have no idea what this guy is, but he is really freaking me out. And he's basically like, oh, the reason why Momo was attacking us on all of this, and the reason why all this is happening is because of you Yozakura punks are still around here. And so there is no shortage of spies who hate your guts now and just want to kill you. So yeah, pretty much them saying like, yeah, because of Momo, we're blaming you guys, so we're gonna have to kill. Don't want to do it, but it's the nature of the business. The father of the Yozakura family is doing it, so we're going to pinpoint it on everyone else, even though they have nothing to do with Momo in any certain way. Now, of course, Keigo being Kengo is just like being like a smug pug. It's just like, yeah, I guess we picked an inconvenient time to go shopping. We'll just have to kick them around a bit as we leave. Yeah, Keigo. You may have the balloons and everything, and you may have the disguises, and your blooming of adapting to everything, but I doubt you're going to be the one to do the kicking, cause physically you are the weak. I would argue that Keigo is on the same level of Senku in terms of like physical prowess. Although that would be an interesting death battle. Keigo versus Senku. Yeah, someone make that happen, because they're pretty much as Ibara and Dr. Stone would say, the greenhorns of their series. So yeah, Keigo versus Senku death battle. Make it happen. But anyway, let's just quickly moving on. Before the situation can get out of hand, we have Hugh Lang. Hugh Lang, yeah, we can. That's the name. We have her strutting up, basically giving off the same vibes that a certain character in Chainsaw Man would do. Makima. She's giving off the Makima vibes, only less psychotic, and she's more like, but she's amping up the seductive nature. She's just like, stop it this instant. I don't want to watch my students fight each other. And you just see the creepy Joker skeleton guy is just like, oh, what are you doing here, Master? And she's like, oh, shopping, of course. What else? Okay, no, I know who she reminds me of. She reminds me of, Unohana from Bleach. Whenever the Squad 11 was making a ruckus with Squad 4, and she just showed up and was just like, "Am I interrupting anything here?" And everyone was just like, nope. So yeah, this is kind of giving Unohana vibes right here, of the fact that, yeah, even the creepy punk guy who was basically trying to pick a fight with Tayu and Kengo, yeah, it's just like, no, what are you doing here? We're not doing anything. So yeah, we have her going on and being like, I see, you let your knife rust again. Didn't I teach you to polish it each day? And he's just, oh, you saw right through me, Master. And we have all these other people who are just like, Master, do you remember me? And like, of course I do. You were never good with female disguises and everything. And she apologizes to Tayo, but by saying like, oh, they're good kids at heart. And Tayo's just like, yeah, thank you for that. By the way, why is Keigo standing behind me like he fears you, lady? And you just see Keigo just going into like how a child would when they're seeing like a stranger for the first time, just hiding behind the parent, like, please don't let me be with the strange lady or the strange person right here. And so like, oh, what are you doing here, Master? But I'm not doing anything. I'm just here to do some shopping. I wasn't trying to start everything. But Hugh Lang is not having any of this, and she's just like, oh, why are you blushing, Keigo? Why are all my students so shy? I don't know, considering you give off weird vibes here, lady, of the fact that if they wrong you, you would probably kick their ass. Of course, we have to have the explanation of like what the relationship is between Hugh Lang and Keigo, and it's pretty much master and disciple here, as Keigo explains, like, oh, Master Hugh Lang used to be a teacher with the association, but they retired a few years ago, and they didn't meet Keigo after that, and Rei, Keigo and Mutsumi and the Yozakura's mother asked Hugh Lang to discipline Keigo because he was a certain wild child, but Keigo's just there. You just see like a mini Keigo just being like, happy-go-lucky, everything's fine. Mother, what are you doing? What is this lady doing? I'm going to be trained by her? What is going on here? That's probably what was going through Keigo's mind at the time. And it's explained that Keigo became her final student, and they were together so much, and you could call them the ultimate master and disciple. And yeah, based on that front, yeah, this woman probably did some unspeakable things to Keigo, in the past, which is why he's getting like incredibly shy here, and just being like, yeah, I don't want to be around this lady, which means I want to know exactly what he did. Like, because saying Master and Disciple, but here, in one panel, you just see Keigo just crouching on his knees, almost in cat-like form. Like, did she treat him like a cat? Which would make a lot of sense why he's always dressing up like a cat. He's probably got some issues going on that, yeah, he doesn't want to go into. But now that I'm thinking like, okay, I'm sorry, Party Jams. I know we went over this on Discord, but yeah, this has to be like, she probably made Keigo, like I said, pretty much act exactly like a cat. And he's just like, yeah, I don't want to go back into those memories. But anyway, continuing on. She goes on to say, based on how nervous you are, I can tell you still idolize me. I am honoured, but Keigo's just completely denying it, which, yeah, I'd be denying it now, but at the same time, he's probably like, oh, please discipline me again, master. Please discipline me again, master. Like, okay, yeah. Vex from Control Chaos would definitely like this character. Actually, they've pretty much said like, yeah, I pretty much like this like this character, and it's weird how well, actually, it's not weird. I can kind of see where they're coming from. How Furman said as well, like this character stomps pretty much most of the siblings in the Yozakura family. I personally disagree, but at the same time, yeah, I can see why people will be interested in this character as we'll go through the chapter. So yeah, continuing on, we have Hugh Lang saying like, "Oh, you haven't changed since you were little. You're always just quiet. You're always just as quiet in our post-battle training." And we see just Keigo just getting really super embarrassed to his point, like, okay, I need to be in the defensive position on the ground, and just basically ask, why are you here? And Hugh Lang is just like, oh, Koichiro sent me. He says Gallo Castle is a bit dangerous without your oldest siblings around. Yeah, I call bullshit on that, because this is obvious revenge on what Koichiro experienced in the last chapter when he was being teased by Shion and Keigo. Let me just check. Let me just check quickly. Was he being teased by them too? Let me go back and quickly look. Was he? Okay, I don't think it was the last chapter. Last chapter was. Okay, it was the chapter before, because the last chapter was the Ginga chapter. So yeah, let's have a look at this chapter. So we have we had Keigo teasing Koricho, so it's just like, okay, yeah, I've got to get revenge on my brother somehow. Like, oh wait, I know, I'll take him to the person who he calls a master, but probably more than likely you used him as her own personal pet when he was younger, and getting quote unquote trained by him. Well, trained mostly to behave more like a cat. So yeah, this is obviously Koricho just being like, yeah, you were gonna tease me, so now I'm gonna super embarrass you in front of Tayo and see how you like it, Keigo. But Keigo's just like, oh, dang it, Koricho. He probably has an idea of like, yeah, Koricho obviously did this because I teased him a few chapters ago. But they go on to say like, oh, rescuing Futaba and Shinzo is going to be a big mission. It only makes sense, you need to buy supplies here. But right now the Yozakura family's name draws the unsavory sort, so I'll come along with you just in case. Yeah, this smells fishy. Fishy in the sense of, like I said in the beginning of the chapter, like, yeah, this is probably being like, yeah, she's going to come along with them only to betray them and reveal she's part of a group called the Zodiacs, and she is the rabbit person because she's the tiger person based on a tattoo that she has on her chest. But oh my god, I just now got the color page. Like, they're all rabbits, and she's the tiger going after the rabbits. Oh my god, if that's the case, that would make I will be amazed by that if I got that right. Like, that was the reasoning for why they were all dressed as rabbits. Like, she has the tiger tattoo, and yeah, and she's the tiger who's going after the rabbits. Okay, yeah, we're going along with that. And we have just all of her subordinates being like, oh, Master Hulong, it's been so long, you're looking so beautiful as always, even to the point that this really old guy who's clearly older than Hulong is calling her master, and Tayo is just like, how old is she? Like, seriously, you got this person who's clearly older than her, but yeah, still treating her as if she's older than him. They go on to, and Keigo explains to Tayo like Master Hulong is the Madonna of the spy world after all, and he's just like, yeah, don't think about this, Tayo, it'll make your brain explode. And Tayo goes on to say like, all the bloodlust I said before totally vanished. I really wish we could. And Keigo's just like, yeah, I really wish we could just get out of here right now, because I really need to get out of this super embarrassing moment. Before he sees other group of people led by this guy who looks like he's about 7 feet tall with like a metal neck brace thing around him, and he's just like, oh, Master Hulong, please hand those two over. And this gets like all over Savona is like really mad at them, like who do you think you are, bossing the boss around? You don't get to boss our boss around. We're gonna squash you right here. And Tayo was just like, okay, yeah, there is something going on here. And this is where he notices that there is like that Sakura Dark Cherry Blossom like mind control thing that's on the back of this guy's neck. And before Tayo can even do anything, before he can even comprehend what is all going on around, we have Keigo stepping up to the front, who reveals he has like this ball of like mini clone Keigos in his hand, as he says like, so Futaba and Shinzo aren't enough for you then? I see, you've gone greedy, daddy dear. It's like, it's obvious that to Keigo, like, yeah, this is Momo speaking through this guy, and he's just like, oh, okay, I get it now. You have Futaba and Shinzo, but that's never going to be enough for you. You want us all, Daddy-o. Okay, bring it on. As we see, Keigo just, I guess he just throws this ball down, and it guides out into not just close of himself, but close of Tayo as well. As he goes on to say that, I won't make my master watch her students fight each other. You can fight me and me alone. Catch me if you can. And as Tayo's just like, what just happened? Keigo, where you going? Keigo's like, yeah, meet me at the exit, Tayo. Of course, he's obviously doing this. Excuse me. He's obviously doing this to get away from Yulan, because he's like, I've been embarrassed enough today. I'm getting out of here. I'm taking all my clones with me. I'm getting past these guys. I'll meet you at the exit, Tayo. And Hugh Lang says like, oh, I do hate watching my students fight each other. Yes, but more than that, I hate careless students who are so incompetent that they are so easily led astray. And yeah, this is where we get the reveal of the tiger tattoo, which again, if this is a reference to the fact like, yeah, she's probably going to fight the Yozakuras and they're rabbits compared to her. But yeah, we see her pull out this wooden katana weapon from her chest area. Like, okay, how is that possible? Like, how physically, like, okay, wait a second, guys. Just wait 1 second. Okay, I couldn't find what I was looking for. I was trying to find a toy lightsaber that I had somewhere around, but I couldn't find it. But seriously, like, how does that actually work? Like, how comfortable is that? Did she just magically appear? Like, how does that actually work? Like, she just pulls this wooden katana thing that's like, I assume from, like, that's like, oh my god, it's actually longer than that. Like, seriously, how big is this thing? Like, how is that physically, like, let me go back. Like, is there any indication? Yeah. There's no indication of like how did that work? Did she like just pull it out of her skin or something? Like, is she doing like some rancid thing from Power Rangers Time Force where she just pulls it out when it's just like a bone that she pulls out of her body? Like, what is this with this woman? Like, is this her blooming like? What is this? I don't know, but at the same time, it's like, I kind of dig it. But yeah, we see her just being like, okay, I'm going to pull this wooden katana out of me somehow. And she's just like, oh, I'll be generous enough and whip you all back into shape. Obviously giving off a glare that's similar to Koichiro. She just obliterates everyone, and it's able to capture Keigo while also knocking back Tayo. It's just like, yeah, you're not needed here, Tayo. This is my moment with Keigo. So yeah, you can clear off here because I've crushed the Sakura bros. Go clean yourselves of the impurity and work harder. And the creepy like skeleton guy is just like, oh, this is Master Hulong's whip of love. As to say that I want to be whipped too. Okay, yeah, that is pretty much a line that Vex would say. Yeah, I can see why a lot of people may find this character to be one of their favourites now. And Tayo's just flabbergasted by her. Basically, like literally, there's like there was like about how many of them were there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 10 of these people, and she just wiped them out in like a second. Like literally 1 second and one blow. She wiped out 10 opponents that had the zombie Sakura dark shape or something that Momo was controlling. Gives her a testament to her power here. Before she goes on to say, that was a wise decision, Keigo, and you had a good motivation too. But if you don't move your dolls around a little more, it's too easy to pick out the real you. You've grown, yes, but you still have a way to go. As we see Keigo just getting like completely embarrassed here, just being like, oh, you're my little Keigo, I love you so much, but you still have a way to go, little boy. And it's just like, oh god, I'm gonna pass out. And he passes out here, and she's like, oh dear, what's wrong, Keigo? And Tayo's just like, is it obvious? He hit his limiter. Like, you broke him, lady. But yeah, again, the fact that she's saying like you've grown, yes, but you still have a ways to go, might be like foreshadowing the fact that they may actually have to fight at some point if she is part of this mysterious Zodiac group theory that we've got going on Twitter. And I dig it as well. I dig this being like a group after Momo's defeated, the next big organization that I could see happening. And it would make sense because a lot of anime and manga have this kind of group, like with Digimon Tamers with the Davers, or with Hunter x Hunter with the Zodiacs themselves. Yeah, so I could see this actually happening. But going back to the chapter, Hulang says like, oh, he's too far gone, and this is the reason why I retired. My methods don't fit the modern era anymore. Yeah, I'm not blooming surprised why they don't. But she believes it should discipline above all else. When I train my students, I push them to the brink of death. Okay, yeah, this is no different from what Keigo's used to, but at the same time, what did you do to him? And she mentions like in the old days that helped their talents as spies bloom, but these days I'm told it makes them make something entirely different blossom. Yeah, you have the Unohana effect, as we see just everyone just getting like encompassed. So like, I want to marry you, boss. Please let me marry you, and yeah. Tayo basically says it, yeah. Her methods just keep making a bunch of masochists. So yeah, no secret of what this author's fetish is. Like, oh my god, get him and Fujimoto to make a Mission Yozakura Chainsaw Man crossover between Hulang and Makima. Like, Hulang versus Makima death battle in the same way Keigo versus Senku death battle. Let's go with it, guys. But yeah, we round out the chapter by them being back at the Yozakura family mansion, where they mention electronic parts, drugs, weapons. That's everything off the list, and they're like, and Keigo, he's completely burnt out as expected. Yeah, Karicho's sake, as expected here, and just laughing. So yeah, he obviously set this up because he's obviously set this up for, like I said, what they did to him in the last couple of chapters, and that's where the chapter ends. So yeah, not really much in terms of advancing the plot. It's more like getting an introduction to, like I said, Hulang's relationship with Kengo in the same way we've got it with Kai and Karicho, Futaba and Shuru, and Alex and Shinzo. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where this all goes, because a lot of these gold rank spies also follow the same criteria of the Zodiacs. For example, I'm under the impression that Shuru is supposed to be like a mouse or the rat zodiac or the cat zodiac themselves, or the rabbit zodiac. But Alexander Ryu, obviously being a reference to the dragon, like Ryu means dragon, and obviously Hugh Lang having the tattoo of the tiger, that obviously makes sense. Now, whether or not we're gonna get the Zodiac Theory Finance group or not, that remains to be seen. But it would be an interesting twist to see like all these allies of the Yozakura family that have been built up over the series, like not just the gold rank spies, but other members that have been in the series, like Rin might actually be one of the Zodiacs. We just don't know yet, but we'll just have to wait and see on that front. But anyway, guys, what did you think of the chapter? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And this will be Lasherluke signing off. Later, guys.